Crashing with Friends Podcast.
Welcome to Crashing with Friends. My name is Kyle Hobbs, your host. This week I'm joined by Jackson Brayman.
What's up?
Bo Kane.
Hey.
Connor Hobbs.
Hey.
David Lindsay.
Yo.
Thank you guys for being here. How's your guys' week?
Can't complain, man.
Outstanding.
Nice. Connor, how's your week?
It's pretty good. Yeah, had a good one.
Nice. And David, what about you?
Mine was good.
Nice. Did you guys-
Christmas happened.
Christmas did happen.
In a big way.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So did you guys get anything cool or anything? Anything I can come over and steal?
Jackson got socks, I think, right?
Oh, man, I wish I got socks.
Tell me about the socks.
The socks weren't there this year, man.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they ain't what they used to be.
Yeah.
Nah, my family kind of just like decided to, well, on my mom's side of the family, we decided to just like not really do Christmas presents. On my dad's side of the family, we did though. And yeah, I mean, I didn't really get anything cool. Ever since like I turned like 18, my parents have just been kind of like, here's money for the most part.
Money's good.
Do we need to like write them a letter? Formally tell them it's like, no, dude, these presents aren't good enough.
No, I'm saying like
More
I
money
haven't
at
gotten
least.
like presents. Like actually, like I've gotten like Chiefs tickets a couple of times, and I guess like part of like my Christmas like this year was going to go see the Chiefs and the Packers play. So yeah, I totally count that as a gift, and that's a sick ass gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I just kind of I don't know. You forget about that because I didn't get it on Christmas Day. I got it like way before Christmas.
Right.
So,
It's a good game though. You know.
it's a great game. We won.
Yeah.
What are we on now? An 8-game win streak, 9-game.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Damn.
Looking fat.
Yeah, number one or scoring offense since week 10, and number two scoring defense since week 10 as well. So, hells yeah.
Dude, I hope we go to the Super Bowl this year, man.
I feel like we can three-peat going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Winning
I don't-
one, 2 out of 3 would be pretty good.
What do you mean?
Yeah, that'd be
three-peat?
nuts,
I mean,
dude.
like win the next 3 games in a row to go.
Like 3
No,
years in a row
that-
going to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Did you guys hear Aaron Rodgers beat Brett Favre's record for touchdown passes or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah, I watched it.
yeah,
That's
I watched
pretty
it
crazy,
happen.
man.
Yeah, and John Madden died.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Damn. That sucks.
85.
I got some cool shit for Christmas.
Like what?
I got Pokemon Pearl that I've been playing a lot lately, and then I'm trying to get all the Soulsborne art books and stuff. So my brother sent me the Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls one. That shit was dope. I've already looked through it twice. It's so cool. And my wife got me a Data Funko Pop from the Goonies with a little boxing glove.
Nice, dude.
Super cool, yeah. So
Hell yeah.
I also got some Dr. Squatch
Nice.
Star Wars soap.
Cool.
It's pretty legit. It's funny. We went to my my in-laws for like later on a Christmas brunch or whatever that day, and I was sitting down and they were passing out presents, and I was talking to my father-in-law, and he's like, "Have you ever tried that Dr. Squatch stuff?" And I'm like, "Dude, I've wanted to for a long time. I just can't justify spending that much money on soap, but it looks like it would smell so good." And then like, I guess him and my wife exchanged looks like, "Oh yeah." And then I got this huge long rectangular box and opened it up. It said Star Wars on the front, and there's a little Dr. Squatch thing at the bottom. And the packaging's really nice. There's like an Obi-Wan scent, a Yoda scent, a Darth Vader scent, and a Darth Maul scent or something. That Darth Maul, man, slaps.
Is it cinnamon?
No, it's just like really like
Yeah. What does Darth Maul smell like?
sharp and musky, and almost as if there's like a bottom half and a top half to the fragrance. You know what I mean? But I literally got home that day because we had Christmas, and then my parents came over with our kids' presents, and then we went to my in-laws, and then it was like 2 or 3 o'clock, and we're like, well, we got to go back home because we got to be at my brother and his wife's house for Christmas dinner that night at 5. So we had to come back up to Joplin and let the dogs out and stuff. And I literally was like, I'm taking a shower. My wife's like, why? You took a shower this morning. And I'm like, not with Dr. Squatch. So I got to use the Only Hope soap. It was Obi-Wan's scent.
You didn't use them all at the same time?
No. Okay. All things in moderation.
That would confuse the senses.
Yeah. My wife's head would start spinning like a fembot.
Yeah, I just got a couple games, some shoes, and a new keyboard, and a few other things, but pretty good. Pretty good Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah, enjoyed it.
What keyboard did you get?
It's Razer Black Widow or whatever.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
Yeah, I needed one. The one I've been using for like the last 3 years got pretty nasty looking.
Yeah.
And had some problems with the space bar, but yeah, definitely liking the new one.
Sweet.
If I could just get a graphics card somehow, that'd be great.
Yeah. Bo, did you get anything cool?
I don't like Christmas. Don't ask.
Tell us.
Nah, that's a different conversation for a different day.
This is the day.
This is the day, man.
Yeah, let's make this into a counseling sesh. Yeah.
All right.
You made it sound like your Christmas was like a bunch of broken beer bottles against the wall.
Yeah, dude. Or like a butt plug or something that you're too embarrassed to tell anyone about.
Damn turkey's dry.
I got this gimp suit, but it doesn't fit, but I still gotta wear it.
I bought this for us, Jessica. This gimp suit was for us. You're not appreciating it.
Yes, I'm wearing it to dinner.
I'll wear it all week if I fucking want to.
What about you, Kyle? What'd you get?
Just fatherly items.
Cool.
Like
My
a grill,
dad's
like a
stuff.
grill set?
Yes.
Did you get some?
Yes. Standard.
No. We don't talk about this.
Nobody wants to talk about their
What
Christmas.
is this?
Did you get some Manscaped products?
No, I just got some fatherly stuff like computer chair and stuff. I got some pictures of Kobe Bryant and I cried. That was
Oh
cool.
yeah.
It was fun crying on Christmas morning. I have not put them up because I don't want to cry.
So, The Matrix came out.
That's true.
I don't want to have people turn off the podcast, dude. Just
I don't want to spoil
no
anything.
spoilers, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Jackson hasn't seen it. Bo hasn't seen it.
I watched the final 10 seconds of the movie, as soon as I walked in. But,
I didn't give anything away.
yeah.
Dang.
Kyle, what are your thoughts?
I enjoyed it for the most part. I would give it probably a 7.
7? See, I told Jackson I would go 7 to 8, somewhere in there. So.
Yeah.
Dang, guys.
Yeah.
I wasn't as harsh on it as I think you were. I wasn't a fan of the bullet time. That was my main knock. But aside from that, it was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah. I'm going to give it another shot, but my initial impressions weren't good. I would have given it probably a 5.
Old Niobe kind of made me laugh. But the thing was, the main new girl, the girl with the blue hair,
Bugs.
yeah, she's Colleen Wing in Iron Fist, and she's also something else. Let me pull it up. But she's
Sung Byuk?
no, she's not Sung Byuk. Okay, so she's Colleen Wing from Iron Fist, Bugs from The Matrix, and Nymeria Sand from Game of Thrones. She's one of the Sand daughters or whatever. But she is a really good actress, and I was when I saw her in Matrix, I'm okay, I'm digging this a little bit more because I like her as an actress. But then, all the stuff that it kind of reveals with what's going on, Neo and Trinity, it's kind of a slow build at first, but that first half of the movie I really liked.
Yeah. It set it up kind of nicely. I don't mind how it set it up. There was a couple things I kind of took umbrage with, but I don't think the setup was bad. It was just
Hey, whoa.
I was talking about it to my brother and my
I don't know
uncle.
what was bad, okay?
We had coffee earlier today. Me and my brother and my uncle, we were all talking about it, and I was like, I feel like it was like a really amazing cupcake. You know, the frosting's delicious, the sponge on the outside is delicious, and then you take a bite and it's full of mayonnaise. You know?
Gross, dude. Why'd you put that in my head?
Could have been full of mustard.
Yeah, either way. Ketchup even wouldn't taste that good, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The second half, not giving anything away, but like, you know, the bullet time. Like that's the only thing I keep going back to is that part, that whole thing that's going on with the architect and bullet time. That's what makes me think it's not great, you know. But it is a good movie and I like it, you know. So
yeah, my expectations were probably just too high.
Yeah, probably,
But
just a little bit too high.
See, David, we're finding out that these podcasts are therapy sessions for you, and we're starting to slowly find out. You know, you give real brash impressions at first, then we got to chisel away at them.
Well, I read some guy go off on it on Reddit, and so I'm like, that's how I feel too.
Hey, man, if there's part of you that just doesn't like it, I mean, you know, who cares?
Right.
You know,
Dude,
just say
I
what you gotta say.
loved the original trilogy like so much, dude. And I think I was like coming off of Spider-Man, I was like, I want them to just nail this, dude. And it just didn't. I don't know, it kind of fell flat for me. So I was really disappointed.
Yeah.
It ruined my childhood.
Man, it doesn't take much nowadays.
I just felt like it really ended.
There goes that childhood.
Yeah.
Everybody's childhood is ruined.
I mean, I kind of felt that way about the new Jurassic Park movies, I should say, or Jurassic World movies.
Really?
See, I like them a lot, actually.
I thought the first one was kind of okay. You know, I was like, I wouldn't put this above any of the first two. I'd maybe put it on par with the Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah.
And I absolutely hated the second one. I'm seriously waiting for the next one to come out so we could probably see these human raptors.
Quick sidebar on Jurassic World 2. Jackson, why do you not like it?
Jurassic World 2?
Yes.
I just thought the whole thing was just not very good. You know,
Was it the laser guided dinosaurs?
it might have been laser.
Oh my god.
Now, if they were delivering presents, that would have changed your mind.
That would have Christmas Story.
I mean, if they would have been delivering presents like in our
that's true.
Christmas episode we were talking about, yeah, that's where I envisioned Jurassic World going.
What if they were
Delivery service.
what if they were
Obvious conclusion to that.
And guess what? Now they're just out in the world with anybody to guide them with lasers to do
Bezos
willy
can
nilly.
get a hold of these
what if they
dinosaurs.
were laser guided, oiled, bronzed Margot Robbies?
Oh my god, dude. Laser guide them over here, please.
How many are we talking? Margot, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
But yeah, back to Matrix.
Back to the Matrix.
Yeah, I wouldn't give it like a 9 or a 10 by any means. You know.
I think like an 8 for me though is like Black Widow, and there's no way
Yeah.
I would put that movie on the same level as Black Widow.
I'd say Black Widow was like an 8, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, dang, I heard that one wasn't that good.
I liked Black
I
Widow.
need to watch it.
I liked it a lot.
Eternals was the one that wasn't good.
really.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to Disney Plus that one, man.
I've thought about watching it, but I'm like, man, I
didn't hear a single thing about it, dude. And honestly, I didn't really hear anything about Shang-Chi either, besides from you guys.
I'll watch a
So-
free version of
So
Eternals.
apparently in
Yeah.
the movie, like the whole big team fractures and then they kind of fight each other a little bit and there's celestial stuff, but it's all kind of really slow and that's it. But that's from reading it. I read what happens.
Oh,
Like,
you read the plot?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I love that guy from. Have you guys seen Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
You know the Indian guy Dinesh.
Kamal
Yes.
Nanjiani.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I really like him. He's the reason why I want to watch it.
Yeah, I saw he was in there, and then Rob Stark and Jon Snow are both in there.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
crazy how ripped he got for that role, too.
yeah,
He got really
Yeah, I did
ripped.
see that. Pretty nuts.
I could do without Angelina Jolie basically in anything, but
Yeah.
Okay.
She's pretty good and wanted.
Yeah, when she's walking away.
She's pretty dang good in Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
that's true. Yeah,
David.
Yeah, the first Lara Croft movie.
She's pretty
Yeah,
good
you know,
in that.
I take that back.
Gone in 60 Seconds. What about
Oh
that?
yeah, she's good in that
I haven't
one.
seen that.
There's,
What?
oh,
Nick
man.
Cage is good in that too. How many cars are they stealing? It's like, is it 100 cars or? It's like a crazy
50,
Yeah, he needs 50 cars.
50 cars. Okay.
Not 49 and a half.
Exactly.
And they have to be gone in a
Raymond
minute.
Politri.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they've got all these cool cars that they're trying to steal. Like you should watch it.
Yeah,
It's
it
a really
really is
cool
great.
movie. Yeah, yeah.
Holy shit, it's got a 25% Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah,
Fuck 'em.
Rotten Tomatoes
fuck
is source
yeah,
shit, dude.
Those scores are all in the eye of the beholder, man.
Yeah. Paddington
You get
2
what you
is the
want.
highest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
Are you gonna dispute that?
I mean, I've never seen it.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
I can't
probably
imagine
worth
that movie is better than Spider-Man No Way Home. You
True.
know? On any level.
Yeah, I would never decide to watch a movie or not based on fucking Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I agree. It's just a bad way to live, man. You know. I like that part, and I think is it Transporter where that big like Hawaiian dude's like, "Baby, go relax."
I think that's the Italian job.
Oh, that's the Italian job.
Or
Okay.
is that Transporter?
Dude, Transporter's so good,
I
though.
think that's the Italian
The
job.
Italian job? Okay, then I like that in the Italian job. I like it when he says, "Baby, go relax."
Okay. It's a good part.
Speaking of Transporter,
Yeah.
do you guys remember that part where Jason Statham was like fighting that big macho dude in the oil? And they both just got covered in oil and they're slipping all
Yeah.
over each other. Like
Do I?
the whole
Does he like break off bicycle pedals and then he uses them as like, I don't know, like he uses them
yeah,
to
he
like be
puts
able
them on
to
his
keep himself
feet.
stable.
Yep.
And I'm like, what the? How does that make sense? How is he not slipping just because he somehow latched bicycle pedals to the bottom of his feet?
See, I wasn't thinking about that because Jason Statham was covered in oil.
That fight scene's crazy, though.
Yeah.
He's like skipping around on those bicycle pedals.
I love those movies.
I'm Jason Statham. I'm gonna break these bicycle pedals off, and I'm gonna kick your ass. And then I'm gonna fight this Megalodon. I don't give a fuck.
That movie.
Dwayne Johnson, how the fuck are you? I'm gonna race you now. Race you to the Megalodon. Let's go.
God.
I don't remember that movie.
You don't remember Race You to the Megalodon?
Nah,
Alton Shaw, right?
I wish.
I think it was called Race to Which Megalodon, something like that.
Two Jaws, Too
Maniac,
Furious.
yeah. I don't know.
You want me to tell a story?
I'd like to hear a Connor story first.
Oh man. Oh,
The wildest
dude.
stories.
All right. Okay. If you want one of the wildest stories, I'll tell you one of the wildest stories. Back up.
Uh-oh.
Back up and get ready. So, like, this was shortly after the tornado that went through Joplin. What was it? A little over 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe like we ended up moving from Neosho, me and Kyle, to a house on Moffett like a few days before the tornado hit.
Oh, damn.
And luckily, we were at my parents' house in Neosho whenever it hit, and our street was like a block away from all the destruction. So
Yeah.
it was just like, you know, it was a crazy time. And we were hanging out maybe a week after the tornado, and our Kyle's friend Chris, he not Chris from the show, a different Chris. His house had got hit, but it wasn't like completely destroyed. It was just hit pretty bad. So he gets the idea that he needs to go back home, get something. So we're like, okay, we'll go, because we're all drinking. Like, it's, you know, maybe 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. We're all drinking, getting drunk. We're like, yeah, we'll walk to your house, because, like, you know, a few blocks away. So we walk over to his house, and everything's normal at first, but you could tell, like, all the windows were blown out. Kind of everything was just kind of fucked up in the house, you know,
Shit.
in a big way. And we go in through, like, the back door, and go through the kitchen, I think, and then we get into like the living room, and it's me, Kyle, Chris, and our other cousin, Kyle Burleson, which, you know, I think that's the whole group, right? It's just the four of us. So, were you there, Jackson?
No.
You weren't there? Okay. So we walk into the living room, and Chris is the first one to walk in there, and the whole living room's messed up. There's a ceiling fan that's still hanging, right?
Yeah.
So he just walks up, jumps up, grabs the blades of the ceiling fan, and rips the blades off. So we're just like, okay, we're going to start messing some stuff up.
Oh my god!
This is in his own house?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
They were going to destroy. They were going to destroy
It got
everything.
hit. It got hit.
The roof was
Yeah.
like caving in some spots.
Oh, shit.
All right, so for this next part to make sense, I need you guys to visualize something. So you know how you're supposed to throw a punch with your wrist straight?
Right.
So I want you to imagine throwing a punch with your wrist at like a what is that, like a 45-degree angle or like a 90-degree angle?
It's a 90-degree.
It's like a 90-degree angle. Think about throwing a punch like that for a second, okay?
Like the way that people hold their fist whenever they try to talk.
Yeah. Think about that when I tell you this. So
It's like the hand motion when you go, "That's so fetch." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like cocked that far. You know?
all right, so my cousin Kyle Burleson was my cousin Kyle. He was pretty drunk, right? So he sees Chris jump up and grab the blades of the ceiling fan and rip them off. So he immediately is thinking, I'm going to punch
he's
something.
wild. Yeah.
And since he saw that ceiling fan, he's going to punch that ceiling fan. So he does that little 90-degree angle punch on, it's like, you know the ceiling fans with the glass bowl?
They look like a bell. It was
Yeah.
like a bell type ceiling fan, like light
Okay.
Yeah.
protector. Yeah.
So he does that punch square on that glass. And it was pretty powerful, dude. And like we're all shocked at first, like, what? Whoa, did you just punch that? Like, and then he lifts his arm, and he's got a gash straight across his wrist. Like it looked like one of those things you see in the movies, man. Like it's probably half-inch deep. At
It
least.
was so deep.
It is deep. And we're like, dude, we're drunk, man. Like, what we're gonna do? So, he's like, dude, I'm cool, man. Don't worry about it.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
He's like,
It'll heal.
don't worry about it, man. So we're like, okay, well let's go back to our house, man, because like we're at a messed up house right now. And he's like, okay. So we're walking down the street. He's acting like nothing is wrong, okay? So he's not holding his hand up near his heart or anything like that. He's just walking normal. He's just slinging blood, dude. He's slinging blood everywhere, man.
And that, like the thing I get in my head is he's walking like Pink Panther, and he's just like literally just like Spider-Man blood. Like on his hands.
That's why it's the Spider-Man stories, because he's Spider-Maning this blood everywhere,
my
dude.
God.
He's flying.
Slinging it, and you can see like a red line down the sidewalk.
We're just like, Kyle,
like
what are
a
you
trail.
doing, man? What are you doing? So we're walking by this church, and like, there's these people outside just like running a clinic outside of a church for some reason.
Yeah, because the whole
Oh, right,
was
right,
destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, this guy's bleeding. We're like, yeah, could you help us out?
Damn tornado.
So after that, we're like, okay, thanks, man. We're starting to get him patched up. And like, how do you do this? And he's like, I cut myself on a piece of wood. They're like, what? And we're like back behind him. We're like, no, he didn't cut himself on no wood. That didn't happen. And they're like, dude, we're just patching him up. Like, you need to take him to like a hospital or something.
Yeah,
And
for
like
real.
down at like Memorial Hall or whatever, or City Hall, I can't remember what it was. They had like a real clinic going
Like
there.
a little triage clinic setup.
Yeah. So we end up walking him there because we're like, dude, we gotta take you there, dude. Your wrist is messed up.
He
dude.
was so hesitant too to go
he
into the
didn't wanna
hospital.
do it.
Good God.
So we force him to go in there. They patch him up and they make him like take like, what was it, like 2 bags of saline water or something? Like
Something like that.
it was quite a bit because he was dehydrated from the alcohol plus losing all that blood.
I've never seen anybody lose that much blood
It
before.
was crazy. He was, when we got him there, he was like a ghost, dude.
Like
Holy
white.
crap!
He was
dude.
ghosting, man.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I was walking behind him, and I'm sitting there talking to Chris. I'm like, dude, look how much blood he's losing. Like, he's just, it's squirting out of his arm as he's walking.
It's crazy.
Like Spider-Man. Connor's not lying. He's like, it's walking in front of him, squirting it, walking behind him, squirting it. It's like,
Is that,
I've seen that my whole life, dude.
Stop it.
It's so hard for me to tell this story.
We get to that triage, and the nurse is like, hey, he's like, they're like, oh crap, we gotta take him back. They take him back. The nurse comes up to us like probably 25, 30 minutes later, and she's like, hey, what did he do? He won't tell us what he did. He just keeps telling us he cut himself on a piece of wood. We're all instantly like, no. It was a piece of glass, and he punched it like he's telling somebody it was so fetch. You know what I'm saying?
Straight punch that
As
ceiling
if.
fan.
Yeah. Good God.
Crazy.
That was his preferring punching method.
why do you think he was so reluctant? Is that just like ingrained poverty? Like, no, that'd be expensive. Like,
If I say wood, it won't be as expensive.
right? Yeah. That's how you get out.
Wood is cheap. Glass expensive. Wood cheap. But man, we instantly told that nurse like, nah, glass. They took him back there, stitched him up. Man,
Yeah.
he was not happy that we took him to that Memorial Hall.
It was wild, man. Like, I'll never forget seeing him like just on death's door, pretty much being that pale. I'm like, dude, he needed something.
What was his
Yeah.
game plan? Just die? Like, nah, I'm gonna handle this.
Pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah,
That's the game
That doesn't
plan.
work for everything, Kyle. Yeah.
He was such a big scar too because he didn't take care of it, so it was a huge scar across his wrist.
Did he end up getting stitches?
Oh, he got lots of stitches.
Yeah,
I would
Lots.
assume.
Yeah.
they made him.
That's-
Yeah,
that's
they made him get
the same.
stitches. Yeah,
Yeah. Gosh.
it was deep, dude.
Oh. Yeah, it was enough to make me want to throw up. I was just like, dude, we gotta get you to the hospital,
I think
bro.
Jackson still might throw up. I'm not sure.
Dude, who does that, man? It's just like, oh, I'm cool, man. Like, you're just, that's literally like somebody's pouring blood out of your arm, dude.
Well, see, the thing is, Rachel, my wife, she worked at a steakhouse, and the steakhouse got destroyed by that tornado. So she was up there repairing it, and the bartender was like, hey, take this whole case of liquor. So she took it back to the house. So we all just started going crazy with that liquor, dude. And he, like, we all probably drank too much, but he definitely
Yeah.
drank way too much.
He got that glossy, faded look in his eyes.
Oh,
Real
yeah.
bad.
Before we were even there, he was rocking on, like, weird legs. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of all the times that I've partied with him, he was always like quick to he was never hesitant to take a shot.
Wild card, bitches. Yeah.
He was wild card.
Yeah, my cousin. Yeah,
The
Kyle's
ultimate
a
wild
wild
card.
card.
But yeah, that's one of my wild stories. Does anybody else have one? I guess me and Kyle both technically.
Did I tell you guys about my huge gaping wound story?
No.
I was,
gaped?
yeah, I gaped, dude. I gaped hard. It's okay. The doctor took care of me. No, I was, this was when I was still in the army and I was on leave, and Mandy and I were getting married. So we had our bachelor and bachelorette party on the same night, and we went to Eureka Springs, and she stayed, like, we got a cabin in Branson, and all the guys went down to Eureka Springs and the women stayed back at the house. And so we did all our partying and stuff, but like, it was like a day or two later. And this was when Branson had just flooded like a ton, and then the water maybe receded like 2 feet. So that 2 feet of land above the water line was super, super muddy, and everything under that for like, I don't know, probably 10 or 15 yards out was super muddy. And, I remember my dad was like, he catfishes. So he casts out like 4 or 5 lines at a time, and he sticks them in little poles in the ground, waits for him to start shaking. He just like stuck 5 poles in the ground and opened up a beer and was drinking or whatever. And like, Jacob and I were taking these just big fat mud pies and slinging them at each other because the ground was so muddy. And I remember he threw one at me, and I fell backward. I mean, like kind of like Neo, to like dodge the mud, and I caught myself with my left hand, and my hand went like 1.5 feet down into the mud, and it just caught a clamshell. And the clamshell just like rended my hand open, dude. Oh. And I pulled my hand out of the mud, and it was just brown and red on my hand. And I was like, holy shit. Like, I didn't know how bad it was. So I rinsed my hand off in the lake real quick and I brought it up and I could see like the muscle and the fatty tissue in my hand. So, dude, I was like, oh my God. Ran up out of the water and I was like, holy shit, dad. Like, you know, I was like 23-year-old man and I'm like, Dad. And he runs over there and he sees my hand. He's like, God dang it. He grabs like a dirty fish rag out of his thing, like puts it on my hand. He's like, keep that on there and hold it. He's like, Austin, watch my fishing poles. He got me in the car and drove me straight to Cassville. And as soon as we got to Cassville, they just stitched it up. It was like 18 stitches in my hand. I apparently was like a centimeter or two away from hitting like the nerve in your hand that would have just, like, I wouldn't have been able to use the top 4 fingers ever again.
Cool.
It was pretty rough, dude. The pain, like, I didn't really feel anything. It didn't hurt until he like scrubbed it with a sponge in the ER because he had to clean it out. And I didn't even feel that, but like 5 minutes later, it was like this burning sensation that just grew and grew and grew and grew, man. It was like eating a Carolina Reaper, man. And it just kept going and kept going. It was horrible.
Whenever you were getting the stitches, whenever they were injecting it full of all like the
lidocaine or whatever.
The lidocaine and
Novocaine.
the numbing stuff?
Yeah.
Wasn't it crazy seeing your hand like blow up a little bit?
Yeah, it was a little weird, dude. Yeah.
It like puffs up like a sponge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Mandy, as soon as he started scrubbing it, she was staring at it, and I wouldn't look at it, dude. I was like, I don't want to watch this shit, man. And I was looking at her, and she was looking at my hand, and all the blood drained out of her face, dude. As soon as he started washing it, she's like, I need to step out. And I'm like, that's fine.
See,
but
like I cut my finger really bad when I was like 12 or 13. And I could see the bone and stuff in my finger. Ugh. And it was like really bad, like a horseshoe looking shape. And like when they injected it and stuff, like I watched the whole thing because I was like, this is interesting. I'm going to watch this. And like when they injected it, it swelled up so big. And like it was so interesting to watch them put all the stitches in and all that stuff. And it was crazy.
Yeah, this cut, like,
I couldn't feel any of it.
Follows the crease in your hand from like right under your pinky up into like the middle. And everything like under like the meaty palm of my hand on the pinky side, swelled up like a balloon. It was really weird.
Do you have full feeling in it right now?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a little weird if I like, and you can still see like the holes on either side of the line where the stitches went in.
Oh, wow,
it's crazy, dude.
Let me see.
It's like the death mark if I was like doing a palm reading.
Oh, wow. You weren't lying.
I thought this was a total fabrication.
Pretty insane. Yeah, I remember like the worst pain of my life. I don't know if it was I got a brown recluse bite on the inside of my bicep 7 or 8 months ago. But that like when the numbing stuff wore off later on that night, it was like the worst pain I've ever felt in my life, dude. I couldn't sleep. I was just cold sweat all night. It hurt so bad.
I've actually been kind of wondering about that lately. So the bite doesn't hurt initially? It's like after a while it starts to hurt, or what?
Yeah, when you start rotting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Dang.
Did you get a bite?
No, I was just kind of wondering, like, in general, because like my garage is full of tons of, recluses and actually black
Dude,
widows
it
and
is
stuff.
horrible, man.
Yeah?
Horrible pain.
The worst pain I've ever felt in my life is also related to a brown recluse bite.
Holy crap.
This one year, like me and Kyle both got bit, I think. His story is a little bit crazier than mine. Mine, I got bit on my hip, and the bite isn't what hurt. What happened was my mom was telling me that the inside nerves were dead and she could just dig in there. And,
Oh my god.
long story short, I was held down while she was
dead?
she was digging out the core with some tweezers while I was being held down, and like that is the worst pain I've ever felt because there's no numbing of any kind.
I mean, did you see the spider bite you, or what?
I didn't watch it. It happened like when I was sleeping, I think.
Did you wait? I mean, do you think you woke up pretty soon after, or what? Because I'm just wondering, like,
Dude,
if I get bit by a recluse, will I know? When will I know?
Like you'll probably wake up, but you probably won't know why. You know?
what happened with me was like I was just laying in bed one night trying to sleep, and I noticed that my arm was itching, and when I itched it like burned, kind of like an ingrown hair, like it itches and then you itch it and it fucking hurts. Yeah, and it like burned, and I'm like, oh no, like I guess I got an ingrown hair there. That's weird. And then like the next day, it turned like red, and then the day after it started hurting and turned like white. It had this really distinct white pattern on it. And then over the next few weeks, it turned like black and purple inside the pattern. And like, but the pain, dude, I can't even I couldn't sleep. Like it was the same deal, dude. It was so hard to sleep. It hurt so bad. And then like I went to a wound doctor because I don't even know if it was a bite. It looked like a
real doctor.
It looked like an old English L or something in my arm. And but when I went to the wound doctor, he like walked in the door and he's like, "Yeah, that's a recluse bite." I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "If come back in a month, if it hasn't healed up, I'll have to dig it out." I was like, "All right."
Wow.
Speaking of digging things out, and we can edit this out, but Jackson, do you remember when you were at Connor's at one time?
Oh my god!
You had that
Oh my
fucking
gosh.
cyst.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I had this.
there for that, David?
Yes, dude.
I was wondering
Kyle.
like who else was there for it, but yeah, I had this
I've got
small
two stories about that. Go ahead. Sorry.
I had this small cyst on my lower back that was like right above my buttocks. And y'all would give me so much shit all the time for like having that, like, "Hey Jackson, we need to get rid of that fucking tail." Stuff like that.
So supportive.
Yeah.
Like a
As
Siamese
young
twin.
teenage boys are.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, man. They're like, well, and I think like Connor, he had like constantly mentioned to me like over like several months. He's like, "Yo, Jackson, let me cut that off you, man."
Dude,
He
and
just say that to me.
he sounded like a psycho when he said it. There was no emotion in his voice at all. He was like, "I'm serious, dude. I'll get my knife and we'll cut it right open and I will drain that shit right now."
We'd be in the middle of a party, like playing beer pong. Like he'd be like, "All right, sunk it. Hey, Jackson, let me cut that off you." Stuff like that.
Yeah, it'd be so serious.
That was psycho.
Have you thought about me cutting that cyst off you?
Kyle was like giddy, dude, like a schoolgirl when that shit was happening, bro. That was hilarious, man.
Well, yeah, because you remember I was always videotaping everything back in the day.
Yeah, and then I
wish
think
I had those
one day
videos.
one day I gave in, you know.
Well, my parents were at a freaking softball tournament in God knows what city, and there was like, I remember we were all hanging out, probably doing something crazy, and we were like, "Jackson, let's cut that thing out of you." And we're like, "Hey, my dad's got like 2 or 3 beers in the fridge. We'll let you drink some of those. You drank like 2 of them or whatever, or maybe just 1."
I think I just drank one. I was like, "Give me a beer, man. Just give me a beer." I started drinking it like I was like drinking from a whiskey bottle, like I was gonna actually numb something.
taking small sips.
Did you even Google how to do this? Like, or is it just like, nah, let's just dig around with a knife?
We didn't have. There was Google back then, but we didn't have Google
had-
back
We
then.
had
It's
that
like,
luxury.
I have innate knowledge.
Oh yeah.
you know how to cut stuff.
You use this like massive ass buck knife too, dude.
No,
figure this out.
we
I
used a
can't figure this
freaking
out.
huge like cutting knife from my mom's kitchen.
Oh
The
yeah.
way, dude, the way I remember it was someone else was gonna do it.
It was me.
It was Kyle, and you grabbed the kitchen knife.
I
right?
grabbed that big butcher knife.
Yeah.
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 And then you got up to it. You got up to the plate, and you couldn't swing.
Yeah, I was like, this is too much for me, dude.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, I'm just getting my pocket knife, and made a very small incision about the length of the cyst itself, and it was super shallow, too shallow, so I had to cut him again. But you didn't really feel a lot of pain, right?
I just remember, no.
It felt like a paper cut.
Paper cut, yeah.
I remember Jackson going, oh, I wish I could do that.
Yes, dude. It's all coming back.
He's like, oh man.
I did.
I was freaking out.
We were all
Y'all were about to
close.
cut me with a fucking knife.
Yeah. Me and Kyle were just huddled over like
We were so close. Me, you, and Kyle Burleson were all so close to it, dude. And then we could see his skin, like, because Connor kept cutting like deeper and deeper, and you could see his skin start to slowly rip.
Yeah, I was like
And then
separating.
It was separating, and once it separated, all that like calcium deposit
Yeah.
squirted all over me, David, and I had it on camera. Like my camera, like I threw it, and the camera went black, and all you could hear is all of us going like, "Oh my god!" It was we all got squirted.
Yeah, and then we got all that shit out of him,
It
man.
was the cyst that never ended, dude. It was just kept coming.
Just kept going. It was like a snake at July 4th.
Yeah.
Now it just looks like a little black dot. It might be cancer now.
Connor will cut that out too.
Connor, go get your knife, dude.
Shit. Sounds like we have another surgery on our hands.
That kind of did give me confidence because years later, that Chris guy that I was talking about, the one that we went to the house and Kyle punched the thing,
Yeah.
he had a huge cyst on the back of his neck that he really should have gone to the hospital for. And he's like, I want you to cut it off of me, Connor. I was always telling him, like, dude, I cut one off my friend Jackson's back, dude. Like, it's not a big deal, you know? Fucking cut that shit open. He's like, oh, let's do it. Because he was really drunk. And that was way worse than Jackson's, man. He was in excruciating pain because it was huge, dude.
It was the crust. It was
It
like
was all the way across the back of his neck, dude.
that
Why?
big, you know, in the
Why would you let it get that bad? I don't understand that.
it was like right on top of that big vertebrae on the top of your
Yeah.
back.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So I was squeezing out so much
Dude.
stuff, dude. Like rags and dude.
That I actually do have a video of
And that was stanky.
on my fucking computer.
Don't show me.
It was stinky.
Yeah, that stinks.
Don't show me.
Stinks so bad.
I'll
But
show you that
I
video
got all that
later.
shit out,
Stink.
and it didn't come back. You know, I got it out for him.
2 for
Crazy
2.
shit.
That's insane.
Yeah, you know, I got skills.
Put surgery on your LinkedIn.
Will cut cyst.
Yeah.
Yeah, that cyst that I had on my lower back, though, it wasn't the last cyst that I had. I ended up getting one on my eye.
That's right.
Yeah. Like, I remember having one, like, during high school. I had one, I think it was, like, on my, I think it was on my upper eyelid or something like that, but my upper eyelid was just, like, swollen
that.
up so much.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I look like a freak, dude.
You just look like a
You're like, I better call Connor.
I wasn't about to put a knife near his eye, dude. No way.
Connor,
Yeah.
cut it out of me.
I wasn't about to let Connor take care of that one. I was like, I'll go to the doctor for this one.
I don't know. I'm 2 for 2, man. 100%.
There all the time.
I'll wait till you get at least 5 for 5. You know?
The neck, sure. Yeah. An eye.
Anybody else have any crazy stories?
Nope.
No.
There's supposed to be crazy stories from this year, by the way, or else I would have thought of something crazier.
Oh,
But,
okay.
Yeah, this is a crazy story podcast.
Remember that
isn't
time
it?
you fell asleep in the fire bow?
Vaguely. Yeah. I remember someone telling me, like, oh, that's why your shoes burned. Like, oh, yeah, I did fall asleep in that fire, didn't I?
Yeah, we went camping, but we didn't start camping until like 9 o'clock at night.
It's already super dark.
It was already dark.
And
We
I
set
got
up
left on the other side of a low water bridge, and they told me to walk across. This is at like 10 o'clock at night. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, and we made a fire, and then Bo fell asleep with his feet next to the fire.
Dude, really, I was so confused. Like, it was like a few days later, and I was at the skate park, and I was looking at the bottom of my shoe. I was like, why is this like so like crazy looking? Like it's been burned. Like, what kind of fucking shoes are these? Like, that kind of thing. Like, no, man, you passed out with your foot in the fire. Oof. I'm a joke guy.
I got a joke for you.
Uh-oh.
So a gambling man come up to me, right? And he says, man, I lost 10 out of 10 this week on football. I lost 8 out of 8 this week on baseball. I lost in the boxing match. I lost 3 out of 3 in the WNBA. It's like, man, I'm like down about $10,000. And then the fella next to him says, well, you should maybe bet on this soccer game. And the guy says, I don't know anything about soccer.
What? I'm trying to replay it in my head. Thinking there's something funny here.
I feel like it's one of those just.
I guess maybe just, I don't know. Never mind.
No, you're good.
I'll get that on the drive home. Jackson, don't worry about it. I'll
I'm trying
text
to
you
pick it
later.
apart in my brain.
I LOL'd.
He said football earlier in the joke. Maybe he's British.
I was thinking way too deep in it.
He lost all these games in a row. It's like he doesn't know shit about any of those games either.
Okay.
He won't bet on the soccer game because he doesn't know anything about soccer. Jeez.
Okay.
That was
When it was told to me, I immediately got it. I was like, that's good, dude.
So, 2021 was a pretty crazy year. We're going to go through some crazy stories and news stories that have happened throughout the year and commentate on them. To start off, Bo's got a crazy story that happened to him this year.
Yeah, it was a little intense. I had a bit of a fire situation at my house. I wouldn't really call it a house fire, but yeah, a bit of a sketchy happening. So yeah, like my son and I were sitting on the couch, and he's like, "I smell smoke." At first, I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, "Yeah, whatever."
You're just a kid.
What does he know? What is smells? That's not his forte. So, my girlfriend was cooking dinner and stuff. So I was like, that's probably just something she's burning. That's probably just a would-be good dinner, that I'm smelling and burning. But yeah, I mean, kind of as time kept going on, I was like, shit, man, like maybe I smell something. And I was kind of started to trip out a little bit. So we kind of started looking around and stuff. And I was asking her, like, what are we cooking? Is there something burning on the burner or something? Like, no. So yeah, we started smelling it more and more. So we're running around the house like crazy, man, trying to find and I was kind of figuring maybe I don't know, an extension cord or some kind of crappy appliance somewhere, like a fan burned up or something. Yeah, man, we're just kind of tripping. And then yeah, I mean, it just kept getting more and more and shit. And I don't know, man. Eventually, we realized, okay, no, it's not that. We don't. I mean, I started seeing it come out of the vents, and I was like, yeah, and I just started freaking out. And I was like, we got to find where this is coming from. And so I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of one of those people. I was like, man, I can handle this. You know what I mean? This is all good. I can find where this is coming from. Whatever. Yeah. I don't want to bother the fire department with a fire or something. So we're just still running around trying to find where this is coming from. And then it just gets to the point where it just gets way too intense, and there's so much smoke coming out of the vents and stuff. So yeah, we all get outside, and of course it's the least convenient time because this is during the worst snowstorm. I mean, it's this year. You guys remember that?
It was so bad.
Much snow going on. Yeah, so it's just wicked cold. And so I'm yeah, you guys just go get in the car or whatever, and probably call the fire department at this point because it's just getting ridiculous. I don't know, and it was pretty funny because from what she tells me, because obviously I didn't realize this at the time, but so I realized, it's coming out of the vents. I was like, maybe there's a fire under the house or something. So I was like, I got the bright idea, I want to go under the house. I want to, if there is a fire, I don't know how I was going to put this out or what I was going to do about it. But I was like, I should probably go under the house. It's a reasonable thing to do. And I guess at that time, she was on the phone with the fire dispatcher, and they're like, is everybody out of the house? And she was like, yeah. But then at that time, there's this little crawl space, little stupid trapdoor thing to get under the house or whatever. And I was fucking stuck in it like Winnie the Pooh, trying to get under the house. It's well, yeah, no, actually, he's trying to get under the house right now. That's just so ridiculous. Yeah. And yeah, so she's like, well, just go tell him you had to get out from under there and stuff. So I do end up getting under the house. I'm looking around, I still don't see anything. So then the fire department stuff comes, and we realized that it was the unit, the heater / AC unit had caught on fire internally, and it was just sending smoke all throughout the vents and all that kind of crap. But actually they ended up putting out because it looked like just some insulation got sucked into whatever it gets sucked into, and that burned up and kind of stuff, and just sent a bunch of smoke into the house. So after they kind of dealt with that, and the fire marshals had to come out, and the gas guy had to come out, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I want to tag this unit because it's just super sketchy. And I have pictures of it and stuff too, because just the wiring in there is just so butchered, and there's just so many little crazy, just looking in this thing, it's just so gnarly. But actually they were able to get it kind of half-ass wired, because like I said, this is during the middle of a snowstorm, so they're like, we don't want to lock you out, and so you guys don't have power or have heat or whatever for the night. So they end up actually kind of jerry rigging it back together, and getting it turned on. So I thought, okay, everything, oh, you know, it's fine, whatever. But then it catches on fire again. Like, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's just more shit got sucked in there. It was just, I don't know what happened like the second time, but it's like so much worse like the second time. And yeah, just God, man, this is such a like gnarly situation because we ended up having to stay in the hotel for like 2 weeks and stuff while they like clean the house and stuff because there's so much smoke, like smoke damage and all that kind of fun stuff. But just the situation in general, I don't know, it's probably the craziest thing that happened to me, I guess, this year at least.
I imagine you as like the Christmas, like in Christmas Story, like that you're the father that's like always going down to like mess with the furnace.
Yeah.
Always blowing smoke out.
I just wanted to see it from her view, you know. It's like, is there one in the house? And I'm like, boop, like in like stuck in between like this, you know, like I want to find this. Like,
flashlight in his mouth.
I was thinking, yeah, like what am I going to do? Like, okay, the house is on fire from underneath. Like now I'm under there, like, you know, through this tiny little crawl space. Like I'm gonna pass out and die from the fumes. Like, yeah, thinking's not my strong suit, evidently. You know.
We probably could have been caught in a similar situation if I hadn't like flipped the breaker when I smelled smoke. But our units were really, really old, like 90s old.
Yeah, mine was super old and sketchy.
And we like smelled smoke coming out in like the early fall, so it was still hot, still warm outside. It was our AC or whatever. And I kept smelling smoke, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on. So I kept flipping the breaker, and finally I called a buddy of mine that works on HVAC stuff, and he came over and he got in the crawl space and went under there. And apparently there's a big fan that pulls air like from the outside through the heating unit up into the house or something crazy. And the fan had become dislodged and was just sitting on the ground, but the motor was still active. So it was trying to spin the fan and it couldn't, and it was like overheating. And if I had just left it on, it would have caught fire or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nuts, man. Yeah, just imagine like, you know, if this would have happened at night, like we're all asleep, like probably would have like never smelled it or whatever, you know, like I don't know. It's crazy.
Wow.
Good timing,
Crazy.
I guess, you know. Aside from the whole like fucking blizzard outside, you know.
When I was younger, like maybe 6 or 7, something like that. I was living at that house that was out by Skateland, and my dad, he was always like his thing was always like whenever we needed to burn something, we would just take it out to the woods, and he would just pretty much burn whatever he needed to burn, and then with a fire hose, kind of like create a parameter to make it to where it's not going to burn everything. Well, he thought he had put the fire out, and so he comes inside with me, and we like both take a nap. And then whenever I remember waking up to my mom coming home, and my mom starts waking my dad up, and she's like, "Are you trying to burn the whole woods down?" And I was like, "What?" I look outside, and literally the entire woods behind us is on fucking fire. Like I'm not talking about like just a small brush fire. I mean like a full blazing fire. And my dad was just like, "Oh shit!" Fire department had to come out. I think it was like multiple trucks that had come out, which for me at the time was the best thing ever. I was 7 years old, and I was like, I get to see firefighter action in real life, man.
Need to do this more often. Yeah.
Wow.
And like my dad pretty much burned down like I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 acres like worth of brush.
Dang.
Or whatever, but a lot of the trees still survived. Like a lot, but all that brush just got burned out. My dad went to go find the person that owned all that land, and he was like, just to apologize to him, he was like, "Hey, that was me that set the fire out there." And then the guy that just told me, he was like, "Tell you what, you did what I did not have the balls to do for like the past like 3 years."
Controlled burn.
He's like, yeah, he's just like, "I've been wanting to clear all that out for years, and you just pretty much did it for me." So,
Dude, yeah.
so there's no harm, no foul.
Speaking of fires, I mean, this didn't happen this year, luckily. But I remember one time, we're about to start burning brush. It was actually like me and TJ, and I don't know who else. But we had such a big pile. I mean, it was definitely taller than us, and I don't know how many feet wide, like massive. And we're pouring gas on it, and like I was actually pulling some back out. I was like, this is too big. I mean, we're in like a small like residential like backyard. This is too much. So I'm like in there like pulling stuff apart, and like trying to kind of separate some of it. And I was like, TJ, man, just wait to light it or whatever. And he literally says, no, I'm gonna light it now. And he like lights it, and it's just, it's soaked in, it's all this huge stuff soaked in gas, and then it's a fucking giant fireball. And I don't know how I didn't like die or at least get like super burned. Even like the neighbors like way down the street were like, "Are you okay?" Like, I guess I don't know. Other than my friend being like a complete idiot, I guess. But I don't know. That's intense, man. I don't know. That was just one of those near misses. I have no idea how I survived, but
It's so crazy how like gas explodes like that.
It
Dude.
is volatile, apparently. I don't know.
I put like trickles on my fire when I'm using gas to start a fire or something like that. I
Yeah.
just like trickle it
It's
on there a little
sketchy,
bit. I'm like, I'll get my eyebrows burned off.
Can't believe it, yeah. No, I'm lighted now. Okay, yeah, well, when I'm in the pile. Yeah, that's a good time to light it, yeah. Reasonable.
Dang, dude.
Yep. So let's hear some crazy stories from this year, David.
Around the world.
You, David. Don't look at us.
So I made a list of crazy shit that happened this year that I found on a website. And I wanted to just go over and do a year recap. Trying to keep this as apolitical as possible. But I mean, how do you just want me to go down the list and we'll just
Tit for tat.
So January 6th. You guys remember January 6th?
Maybe.
Something
Is
happened?
that the storming of the...
Yeah, the Capitol.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That shit is wild, man.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy to think
The
about.
outfits that a lot of those people were wearing, I'm just like, what are you doing?
Like,
Yeah.
they weren't really serious
Where'd you
about
get
it.
those
You could
ones?
tell
Yeah.
they weren't serious about it.
Yeah.
And then they showed up and they're like, "Oh crap, we actually are doing this."
Yeah.
And seeing some of those videos were like, just letting them walk in, and everybody just like strolling through. It's like, what's going on here, man?
Yeah, like it's a field trip.
There's like that old guy like going into people's offices and like taking pictures of all the papers on their desk. You're like, what do you think you're gonna take a picture of, dude?
Yeah. I've got the secrets.
Of course, the shaman guy with the paint. Apparently, that guy's going to prison for like 5 years or something. Crazy, man.
Maybe he'll think twice about putting on that crazy shit and going to the Capitol.
Yeah, and then so I don't know if you guys did anything with this, but the GameStop squeeze that happened on the 27th of January.
I wish I would have been a part of that.
Hell yeah, man.
I would have known, yeah.
So I got in on the AMC one that happened later on that year,
Nice.
and I put in $400 into it, and I got all the way up to $3,000 and sold it.
Dang.
And I guess if I stayed for another like 3 days, I would have had like 3.5, but 3,000, man, that's good enough, dude.
Yeah.
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 So
Legit.
everyone still thinks that one's gonna explode, but and then in March that big barge blocked the Suez Canal.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
that
I
shit?
forgot about that.
It's like 6 days, dude.
Wasn't it full of Nintendo Switches? Wasn't that the
Something
rumor?
like that. It was a lot of that was news. That was crazy.
Yeah, and
Little
then
fat boy.
the remember when the gas supply got cut off from that cyber attack?
Oh yeah.
You guys remember that shit? Like
They
people
ended
were
How much money
like,
did they end up with? I don't know. 'Cause, like they
Yeah.
ended up paying them. I'm pretty sure.
I had a full tank at the time, and I don't drive very much because I'm like 2 or 3 blocks away from my work. Mm-hmm. So, like that whole time, I'm like, dude, that's crazy, but I don't need gas right now. So
dude, I had like family members that were filling up like trash bags with gas.
What? Trash bag?
Because they thought that it was like, this was it.
it's gold now.
I don't
And
think
I'm
that's
like-
the
Gasoline.
appropriate container for gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
How do you keep gas in a trash bag?
They had like those flex outdoor ones that like it's just really hard to puncture,
like-
and they would fill up the 5-gallon bucket or 5-gallon containers, and they would take them home and dump it in a trash bag. And I'm like, oh my god, now how are you gonna get it out now?
I'm gonna siphon it out with my mouth.
We're gonna sell this gas later when it's sky high.
I'm gonna sell it back to
Or an oil tycoon or something. Yeah.
I'm gonna feed my kids with the profits of this gasoline.
I got a 5-gallon trash bag full of fucking gas for you, man.
Like whenever people were stocking up on toilet paper for a respiratory virus, like
Oh
what
my
are you guys
god,
thinking?
bro!
But then all of a sudden, you kind of almost had to be a part of it because you're like, well, shit, I need toilet paper too, you know? So,
Right?
I remember
this stupid thing, like, come on, people. Like,
we've got little cabinets above our toilet, and that's where we keep all our toilet paper. I think we can keep like 12 rolls up there at a time.
yeah,
So we put one on the thing, 12 over our heads. Anytime you need any, you just reach up and grab some more. And I remember being like, if this is a thing, surely it's not going to last 12 rolls of toilet paper, right? And then like 3 days into it, I realized we only had like 2 rolls.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, shit, I better go pick some up. But at that point, it was too late. It was like a whole week. Nobody had toilet paper.
Oh my gosh.
So my mom ended up
Ridiculous.
finding like a 32 pack at Sam's Club or something, bringing it by. But I was like,
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm here, toilet paper.
yeah, dude.
My mom
leave
was
it at
one
the
of those
door.
people. My mom is still one of those people. She'll keep stacking up like on different stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, they're gonna run out of it. They're gonna run out.
Man, I got guns. I can just steal it from people, you know?
True.
Just waiting for Thanos to fix all of this.
Yeah, dude, for real, man.
Jeez.
Thanos was right.
I did. Yeah.
Hashtag Thanos.
Too
is
many
right.
of you guys.
I want to be that guy, but yeah, he's right. I'll roll those dice.
Next,
Sorry. Quick sidebar. Did you guys finish Hawkeye?
yes.
These were
You did.
Yes.
What'd you guys think of it?
It was pretty sick, dude.
good until the last episode. Yeah.
Good
Really?
until the last episode.
Yep.
The part where he takes her home for
Yeah, I
dinner?
don't want to say like, we can't do spoilers, but
They didn't do enough with Kingpin.
Yeah.
Took a lot of arrows, man.
I
He
really
took
like
a lot
that.
of arrows.
I really like that actor in general. I don't know what his name is.
Vincent
but-
D'Onofrio.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
He's the alien and he's the alien in Men in Black.
Actually, is it SVU? Yeah, he is too. Yeah.
I think it is SVU.
Okay.
Yeah. At the end of that show, Florence Pugh ended up being my favorite. Florence Pugh ended up being my favorite character.
Dude, she's great, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If you're not on the
good.
Florence Pugh train yet, get on there.
Get on that
I don't
train
think she's the best actress in the world right now.
and ride
but
it.
She's pretty
I didn't
good.
say that, Kyle.
She was decent. Yeah.
Stop putting words in my mouth.
Yeah. I like her in everything I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like her.
I mean, the way that Kingpin just tanked an arrow straight to his. I'm just saying, dude. That was insane. I'm going to go on to the next event. It's a very sad event. The Florida condo collapse on June 24th. You guys remember that shit?
Yeah.
I do.
Isn't that because of poor maintenance? Wasn't that? Like they knew that there was problems and they just wouldn't.
I don't know.
I saw some different reasons supposedly.
Like aliens.
Mostly aliens. I heard us because like it's poor like maintenance. I heard us because of like erosion from the sea, whatever.
All that salt water.
A lot of-
shit.
a lot of
Hazards they
factors.
built, yeah, to begin with, whatever.
Real crazy, man. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine being like one of those people that lived in like an apartment where like half of it was gone and you just wake up and you're like, what the hell? Just like standing on the edge of the building that fell apart.
That'd be absolutely nuts. Yeah.
God, dude. Anyway, the Taliban took back Afghanistan.
It's about time.
That was pretty insane, dude.
Leave that in there.
That's pretty crazy how quick they moved, dude.
Yeah.
Just right after the pullout. Not even, they was like during the pullout, man. They were like, fuck this.
Right.
Having been in the army, what do you think about that?
Honestly, dude, like,
Where were you?
I was like on the border of Iraq and Kuwait. We were doing like intel work for Baghdad when ISIS was doing all their bullshit. I think it sucks that like people died, you know, but it wasn't exactly like the most violent, hostile, crazy takeover. And when they took it over, they were like, hey, we're not interested in being crazy. I mean, like, we're out of there. Like, no more people are dying on foreign soil for no reason. So, except didn't they send more people back there to like clean up?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's usually our MO. Yeah.
Some people were
crazy.
left behind, right? And they had to go get some people that were left
Yeah.
behind, right?
Yeah.
There's like people, it was like a World War Z scenario, people climbing onto the planes when they're taking off and stuff. Like, God, it was so sad.
So yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. I say leave it. There's a lot of stuff that we did over there to like combat like human rights violations and stuff like that. But Afghanistan, dude, we were just running around like crazy for a decade. Like there was just no point, dude. What were we even doing? You know? So if they're better off with the Taliban ruling them, dude, like let the Taliban rule them. They're certainly not ISIS anymore. So
Yeah.
I
It was kind of crazy. Like at first, like initially, I was kind of like angry. Like, how could we let this, happen? Such a quick transition back to the Taliban. Blah blah blah. Then honestly, I was just listening to like the Jocko podcast, and like he was kind of explaining like it's just nuts, man. Like there's so much more to the story than like most people like would appreciate, kind of thing. Like, these people have way more in common, or the average person has way more in common in Afghanistan with the Taliban than they do with us, or they do with, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just nuts to think about. Like the way he explained, I can't even like describe it, but it just totally like changed my whole perception of like the whole situation like over there. Because I mean, obviously he was in Afghanistan, blah blah blah, leader of whatever, SEAL team, whatever. But I don't know, it's just an insane scenario, and there's much more to the story, I think, than kind of what initially you hear in the news or whatever, like usual.
Right.
Yeah, and I really just don't know enough about what's going on or what's been happening since to really
so
have
many,
like a
ins and outs, and can you know about what's going on in Afghanistan? Like,
so pretty crazy, man. And then there was this wasn't last week. This was last week when I wrote this. It would have been 2 weeks ago. That tornado outbreak, crazy tornado outbreak in December. There was like
wild.
Did you see the twin tornado videos in Nebraska? There was like these two tornadoes that touched down like within a mile of each other, and they traveled like 10 or 15 miles together, just right there next to each other. Dude, it was crazy.
Dang.
One took out like the whole middle of it. It looked like Joplin, dude, after the tornado. Like the whole middle of this town was just gone. It was probably only a few blocks. It wasn't as big, but the town was like Neosho size too. So it looked just about the same size in proportion, but it's pretty freaking crazy, man.
Like secondhand or something. There was one that ran like 200 miles or some ridiculous thing, like set some sort of record. I don't know, because I didn't really look into it. Whatever.
Yeah,
but
it might have been the same one.
I don't know. Yeah, it was a pretty wild outbreak of storms in general.
Glad we didn't get hit by it.
Hell yeah, dude.
That kind of shit's crazy, man.
Yeah, dude,
Don't you speculate on any reason why. Don't do it, David. It's normal.
Chemtrails.
Yeah, it's probably chemtrails, I guess.
MK Ultra.
Yeah.
there was more stuff, like nothing really insane that I really wanted to cover aside from just like the general how different this year was than 2020 in terms of like it felt weird because I feel like we were kind of still stuck in that COVID panic mentality, but it didn't really feel like we were in a pandemic anymore. What?
Excuse me. I do want to bring up before I forget. You guys see, and like I said, I need to start actually like reading about things, but who has that time? But did you see about like NASA supposedly hiring all these whatever theologians and religious people to kind of ask them, hey, what would happen if we kind of came out and said that aliens were real?
Yeah, I read about that actually probably earlier this week.
And isn't it kind of weird that like everyone's like, probably nothing. Like it's been such a weird last 2 years.
Yeah, dude.
yeah. We kind of assumed that anyway.
Yeah, and apparently we just launched this. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a satellite.
James Webb.
Yeah, it's supposed to be able to take like pictures of planets that we think would be habitable to see if there's any life on those planets. Like we know where the planets are. This is the satellite that's going to be able to zoom in, or the telescope's going to be able to zoom in close enough.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I think that's why they were asking like the religious organizations of the world.
We found
like,
those planets.
Yeah.
We just opened the sale today, and we already found a whole bunch with people on them, and they got nukes pointed at us.
We should have made this telescope. We're gonna bring it back home.
Yeah.
Didn't it have like a big solar sail on it though? Like around the whole thing, it's like a big solar sail.
Yeah, it looks pretty dope.
Hell yeah.
It looks like the ship from Star Trek Insurrection, or is it Insurrection? Yeah,
Maybe.
We also just had a satellite fly inside the atmosphere of the sun for the first time to give us all kinds of crazy readings about like temperatures and all that stuff. It's pretty cool.
All right.
I read
Question.
a little blurb that said they touched the sun or something, but I don't know.
That's what they meant. They were just being dramatic about it.
What do you mean that's what they meant?
Like
we got by it.
Like we touched the sun, but like
we touched it.
They meant like they made it inside the atmosphere.
They got to it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Stupid
Drama
NASA,
queens, man.
Exaggerating.
What do they do for this country?
Yeah.
I wonder how the world is going to react whenever they reveal that aliens are real.
I thought they kind of already did it, and
well, I mean,
because of like how crazy 2020 was, everyone was just like, Yeah, whatever.
Do you have any toilet paper in space?
Yeah. They're softening us up, dude. They were like, hey, so we're just going to say, yeah, we've seen some stuff fly around and we don't know what it was. And then this year they're like, what if it was?
An idea.
Yep.
Coincidentally, we found a spaceship that can see if there is.
They're gonna break out that Ancient Aliens dude, and he is gonna be like, I fucking told you so. Dude.
Yeah. What if we tell you that all of our DNA has alien DNA in it? What would we tell you?
God, dude.
Take it from here, Tom DeLonge or whatever. Yeah.
Here's my thing, dude. Like, I don't think anyone would really freak out if they were like, hey, we found extraterrestrial life, right? People would be like, holy shit, that's crazy, right? But if they were like, the only reason I could think that they would need to prime us is if they were like, there is a hostile threat. Like, I mean, dude, Trump made Space Force.
Do you think that
like,
would...
they're slowly breaking us in, like...
Do you think that would be the thing to bring us together?
Oh, no way.
Nah.
No way,
I'm just
dude.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think
We're real dumb.
countries like Japan, yeah, because they're like a kind of a collectivist country, you know?
I think
But
if it was
we're
an
like-
alien invasion, it would bring everybody together.
Invasion, yeah.
After the fact.
After we
I
destroy
think-
all the aliens?
No, I think if there was an alien invasion, people would go nuts and just riot and loot and go crazy. And then after the aliens destroyed half the population and then we killed them, then we'd be like, oh, let's all hang out and rebuild, you know? I mean, it's just like what happened in Independence Day, dude. People were freaking out at the beginning of that.
That was a pre-documentary. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all based on what kind of aliens you think you're going to get invaded by. Because there's also
Yeah.
the Starship Trooper kind of aliens where they're just bugs launching space rocks at you
Truth.
that have more bugs in them, and that's how they invade planets.
I think the key would be depending on how like big the threat would be. Like if the president came out and was like, this may very well be the end of humanity as we know it, I think people would just go ape shit.
Because, I mean, really, what would we do?
I mean, I want to level with you guys. I might be that traitor guy. Like, you guys scare the shit out of me, and I'll probably do whatever you want. Yeah, you got weird mandible jaw things. Yeah, okay. Your rules.
And that would be probably how NASA would do it. They'd be like, hey, we know aliens are real. We've been under like a contract for like the last 10 years. You're like,
It's
they're
'cause
gonna
that
start taking
guy-
over right now.
It's because that guy that sent that fucking Marvin Gaye record out into space 10 years ago.
They didn't like it.
Yeah. They found you.
I was about to say, like, some reporter jumps up and just starts yelling, "What are they attacking us for?" Well, we attacked them because we found out they had oil.
Yeah.
We're like, chill, we're here to save you.
They're like, "You got
You wanna
what?
make a deal?"
Oil and gold? All right.
What do your
Sounds
women
like
look
they
like?
could use some freedom."
Hey, Kyle, what was that movie you told me was real one time that I definitely didn't freak out about for the next 3 months?
Encounters of the
Watched
Fourth
it.
Kind?
Oh, yeah, fourth
Yeah,
kind.
that was a fun time in my life.
Was it just called The Fourth Kind?
Why
Yeah.
am I waking up at 3:33? Yeah.
No, they told me you were scared as shit of that movie.
Dude. Yeah. I was like legitimate. I'm not even kidding. Like, I was legitimately like, dude, I'm freaking. Like, I was kind of freaking out.
Yeah.
There's that one part where she like they lift up that chick and she's like the Anunnaki's talking to her and she's like, "We are God." Oh
Yeah.
God, that part
That
is
stuff
crazy.
scares me, man.
In hindsight, I get it. But at the time, I was like, damn.
Dude, it was like,
Oh, you're like in my apartment, like, oh my God, I can't listen.
I like the original footage of that. So you know how they show like their modern take and then the original footage on the side of
Yeah.
it. The original footage, man, like her like eyes and mouth were glowing and she was just like floating above the bed like like in a seated position. God, I'm so twisted, man.
Yep, this happened.
Yeah, that movie was freaky.
100%.
I choose not to ever watch that movie again. That movie's too much. Dude.
Is that the movie too where like the Greys like came into the house and it like showed them in the hallway?
I don't know.
Oh, freaking no.
I'm getting
I choose
goosebumps
not to
thinking about it, man. God, that was not that movie, by the way.
I remember
There's
one of
that
my
was-
friends saying like, "Dude, we're gonna like scare you at night." I'm like, "Dude, seriously, don't."
Yeah.
So I had a rifle at the time. I was like, "I will literally shoot you in the face." You're like, "I'm not playing right now."
It's like,
This is my next game.
I am unmanned.
I think
I'm
this is
unmanned.
like- I think it's funny. It's not.
Like, not only did they say like this is based on, like, they didn't say like this is based on a true story. They actually had like a whole setup before the movie even started, where they're like, "What you're about to see is real motherfucking footage.
It's too hard.
Dude, yeah.
We are gonna pair it with dramatic footage that we recreated, so you're gonna be watching both at the exact same time. The real footage of what happened and our fake footage, but it was all fucking fake."
They made that main actress chick look, not Mila Djokovic, but the
Oh,
other chick.
man.
They made her look seriously fucked up.
Yeah.
Especially
It is
towards
wild.
the end.
Traumatized.
She looked like an alien towards the end. She looked like she had been through some shit.
She looks like someone else had been wearing her skin.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They made her look fucked up.
Oh yeah.
God.
yeah, she looked like she was on food poisoning or something like
I can't
that.
remember. Yeah, like I remember like someone like shoots their family or something. Like there was like
Yeah,
stake
it was
out
like a
kinda thing,
fucking,
and,
yeah.
I was like, oh no.
So someone saw that police footage, was like, "This will make a good movie."
Alien movie.
God.
Kind of speaking about aliens, and do you think any civilization has created a Dyson sphere yet?
A vacuum. Wait, what is that? I don't know what that is.
It's like, I think it's like a stage 3 civilization. It's like the most advanced civilization. They can like create a structure over a star that absorbs 100% of the energy
Oh,
released
man.
from it.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be like the apex of what civilization would be able to like theoretically do
Right.
in our universe.
Sounds awesome.
I guess scientists think that we're somewhere between stage 1 and 0 or something. I can't remember what it was. It was like we're around stage 1, somewhere around there.
I imagine that if there's, well, I mean, you gotta just assume there's life somewhere else in the universe,
Right.
But like the
Too
fact
many stars.
that we have
Oh, yeah.
have potentially existed for so long, the universe has potentially existed for so long. We don't know how much longer it will exist. We could be that. There's probably 1,000 other civilizations that have been there and been destroyed by now. Like there's
Right.
probably like it's hard to imagine that there haven't been. You know.
Wouldn't that be crazy if there was, like, you remember that Indian guy? A couple of years, like, not a couple of years ago, earlier this year, the Indian, like, general that was saying, hey, there is a space federation, and we're a part of it, and all this stuff. Do you guys remember that at all?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
Surprisingly, no.
It's supposed to be like Star Trek, right?
Kind of like we're already a part of this space federation of planets and aliens, and we just don't know it yet. But, like, we've already been engaged in it for a while. Yeah, he
Dang,
just
dude.
retired, this general did, or whatever, from, like, some, like, Turkey or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we're being protected by them in our infancy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was all the crazy events that happened.
That was it?
2021. That wasn't it, but that's the ones I felt were the most notable
Nice.
without getting political.
So we're gonna do Connor's game next.
Okay.
And then finish it out with our New Year's resolutions.
Oh, snap.
All right, we're doing the movie game again. So
Don't even try, Jackson.
if you don't know, you'll be getting the 2-sentence description of a movie. You can say at any time your name to buzz in. You'll guess the movie. If you get it right, you get the point. If you get it wrong, you gotta wait till either everybody's guessed or they don't know, whatever.
All right.
All right. All right, we ready to start?
Let's get it on.
All right, we're gonna do a quick teaser question. I've got
Sorry. I wasn't paying attention. Did you say, do we have to wait for the full thing or no?
no. You can buzz in at any
Okay,
time
right
with
on.
your name.
Right on. And your name is not Jackson.
You wish your name was
All right. So I got 10 questions and 1 backup in case we need it. 3, 2, 1. To win his true love's heart, wide-eyed blank journeys to a forbidden realm to retrieve a fallen star that has taken human form. To win his true love's heart, wide-eyed Tristan Thorn journeys to a forbidden realm to retrieve a fallen star that has taken human form.
This movie's so good. Kyle, Stardust?
Stardust.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It's a good one, man.
Robert De Niro plays like a gay pirate in it.
Yeah. They're like space
I was just about to
they're
throw out a
oh,
guess.
so
Be like Rizzoli and Isles. I don't know.
like, aren't they like in the sky too?
Yeah, they're like space, like sky pirates. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Robert De Niro's character is great.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
I'd say check it out. It's a good one. All right, question 2. Don't let Kyle get another one, guys. In the near future, where murders can be seen before they happen.
Kyle,
God dang it.
You ain't know.
Minority Report.
Yep.
Ah, you son of a bitch. I was about to say my name because I was like, you're taking too long. But
In the near future, where murders can be seen before they happen, the head of the pre-crime unit goes on the run when he's accused of an imminent homicide. Minority Report. All right. Two for
Great
Kyle.
movie, dude.
All right. Number 3. Get ready. Frustrated that his baseball team can't afford big money players, Oakland A's general blank bets
Jackson,
on.
Moneyball.
Yep, Moneyball. Manager Billy
Movie's
Bean
great.
bets on a bold new strategy to change the game.
Have you guys seen
Yeah.
that movie?
No, it's really high on my list, though.
It is so good.
I love it, dude. It was one of those movies that I was hesitant to watch, but someone kind of made me watch it, and I ended up loving it.
Just a lot of good stats thrown at you, and it's just a lot. It's just a great. It's a great sports movie. Jonah Hill is great in it.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt's great in it.
I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix right now.
It's so good.
Oh, I forgot to say the theme of this round is man.
Man.
Ah,
That's like your hint, man.
man.
All right. Okay, question 4. In 2044, a hired gun gets rich killing people who are sent back from another time.
David Looper.
Looper. But what will he do when his new target is his future self? Ooh.
Dude, as soon as I said my name, I was like, shit, I'm not sure if this is Looper, man. I couldn't remember he was a hitman.
Might have seen that in theaters, I can't remember.
It's a pretty good one.
All right, question 5. Prim French villagers look askance at single mom Vianne and her new chocolate shop, but her confections soon stir their taste buds and their passions.
What the fuck?
In English, damn it.
So apparently the word askance means like things. Wait, it's like looking at someone with like disgust and just disapproval, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, prim French. That's listen to the keys here.
Yes, sir.
Prim French villagers look askance at single mom Vianne and her new chocolate shop, but her confections soon stir their taste buds and their passions.
Oh, no, never mind.
Who's Jordan?
David.
Who is that guy? I don't know.
Chocolat.
Chocolat.
Chocolat. Was it really?
Chocolat.
Holy shit.
I've never seen Chocolat.
It's actually really good.
I was thinking Sweeney Todd.
I hear that movie's
Like, wait, it wasn't Chocolate Shop. They're just cutting up people.
Isn't Johnny Depp in that movie?
Johnny Depp's in that movie, yeah. Man. Remember the key. Man.
What?
Man.
Man.
This is just
Man is the tip. Everybody's got the same tip.
All right.
Just the tip.
Everyone, cut.
All right, number 6. I want you guys to be ready for this one. Are you guys? Can
Ready.
I get a check? Can I
I'm
get
feeling
a
it,
ready?
man.
I think I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Ready?
Oh, I am.
Red leader standing by.
Red 1 standing by.
All right.
Simply Red standing by.
All right. Aspiring actor Greg moves to Los Angeles with
Kyle.
a strange.
The disaster artist.
Yep.
I've never
With
seen
his
it.
strange friend Tommy, then agrees to star in his movie, and things start to get a lot weirder. Yeah.
I got really weird vibes when I saw the trailers for that. I was like, I don't know if I want to see this.
There is really weird vibes. That whole movie. That's what makes it so good.
Oh,
And
okay.
you can
Gotcha.
watch the movie it's based on YouTube,
Oh, okay.
and that's really funny, dude. That's super funny.
You ever seen it, Bo?
I don't think so.
Wow.
Really, you've seen it, Jackson, right?
Yes.
Number 7. 2 rookie cops go from park duty to prom when they're given a big assignment.
David, 21 Jump Street.
Yeah. bust a drug ring by going undercover as high school students. Sorry, I kind of stumbled on that one a little bit. What's the scores, Kyle? You
I've got 3. Jack's got 1. David's got 3. Bo's got none.
I like how you made those rhyme.
Number 8. In the 1970s, a rivalry propels race car drivers blank and blank to fame and glory until a horrible accident threatens to end it all.
Kyle. Rush.
Yes.
Dang, man.
Balls.
In the 1970s,
man.
a rivalry propels race car drivers Nicky Lauda
So
and James
good.
Hunt to fame and glory.
Nicky Lauda.
Nicky Lauda.
The movie is fantastic. It's one of my favorite Ron Howard movies.
Amazing, yeah.
It's a
It
very
is
good
so
movie.
good. It's just a racing
I don't
movie.
even like movies, and I like that movie.
So good.
Number 9. 2 siblings discover an enchanted board game that opens a door.
David. Dang it.
It was you, David.
Was it me?
Yeah, I think it was you.
Jumanji.
Jumanji. Everybody say it.
Jumanji.
Jumanji.
Bo?
I said it first.
Oh, okay.
Well, second to David. Mandy.
All right. Open a door to a magical world and unwittingly release a man who's been trapped inside for years.
Pour some out for Robin Williams.
Patch Adams.
All right. Now this one I put in here, but I don't know if anyone's gonna get it. To be honest with you, that'd be none. Bo is pointing to himself.
Thank you.
6 seemingly desperate stories explore the complicated links that humanity shares through the generations.
Kyle. Cloud Atlas.
Yeah.
Did he get it?
Yeah.
Dude, I was gonna guess that
That's
too.
the true, Connor.
Oh my god. I can't believe that. Okay, you guys want the extra bonus one?
Yes.
You won, right, Kyle?
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
Good job.
Not yet. He hasn't. Not with the bonus
All right.
question.
Yes, this is.
All right. This bonus question is worth 10.
Damn.
Yes,
I'm just playing. I'm just
All right,
playing.
now let's get. I like this. I like this. I'm back in the game now.
Yep.
All right.
No, it's
all
good.
right.
I can agree with it. Let's go.
Okay, one for all of it. Years after high school, a once portly nice guy comes home for the holidays and reunites with
Kyle.
a former crush.
Just friends.
Just
God
friends.
dang it, man.
He still has feelings for her. Yeah, just friends.
Turns out he's a big jerk.
Yes, he is.
But he learns.
Is it Anna Faris in that?
Yeah, she's the annoying rocker chick.
Oh my god, yeah, so funny.
The movie's good.
Yeah.
Wow, Kyle just wrecked a lot of
Yep.
craziness on you guys.
Useless information. That's what I've got.
Remember that.
But did
I
you
mean-
guys get it though? The hint being man.
I did.
Yeah,
At
it
no
all makes
point did
sense.
I did.
I never. That never made sense to me. So
Chocolat is like the
Stroke
least
earlier.
manly movie on planet Earth.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Johnny Depp. Was Johnny Depp in all those movies? Was that what it was?
They've all got
the
a
wrong
famous
Johnny
man
Depp
in them.
Yeah.
That's just-
man.
Just a famous man in all of them.
Man, pops.
So I'm gonna get this started off with my New Year's resolution. We're gonna go through everybody's. Mine is my New Year's resolution is to stop cussing.
Are you gonna substitute with like fudge and
I don't know.
tallywhacker?
See
Have you
that's
seen?
Tallywhacker.
you should replace it with just like old man swear words that like not
Jiminy Cricket.
not cursing, but
Dag
you know,
nabbit.
Like Joe Biden speak? Yeah.
Gosh darn.
Yeah.
holy guacamole.
Yeah.
Doggone.
Well, shoot.
Have you seen The Good Place?
My wife has watched it all, which is a reflection of me.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Better half.
she's
Okay.
yeah.
But I always do that too now, like too. I mean, I still cuss and stuff, but I do that now, like fork and shirt and stuff like that kind of thing. But
I just don't think it's needed. Yeah, it's fun.
you're
but
right.
A
You
lot
should
of times,
say fuck.
I just don't think it's needed.
Yeah, I pulled back on the swears quite a bit compared to like years past, but I still swear a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Especially editing the podcast, I'm like, oh gosh, Kyle. Every time you say the F word or like a cuss word, you sound stupid.
Yeah, I feel you.
So you wanna-
but I
you
kind of look at them
Up your
as
vocabulary.
Yes.
sentence enhancers.
Yeah.
It's true.
A little extra fluff. When I went through basic training in 2011, our drill sergeants weren't allowed to cuss anymore. So they had a lot of creative things to come up with. Some of them wouldn't give a shit. They would just,
Yeah.
they'd cuss anyway. But like, I was like, why? It's weird. They're saying like, they all say freaking all the time. Get on the freaking ground. You know, but like, and we had this It's black. Our black first sergeant is this big tall woman. She used to say, she was trying to say doggone, but she was like super southern, so she'd say dong odd. She's like dong odd.
Is that what you're gonna be saying now?
Dong odd.
Dong on.
So much
Cohen, get out of the dong odd fridge.
Dog on it. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was really weird, man. It like took cussing away. Like,
Yeah, I don't know if I realized that they weren't supposed to cuss, because I'm pretty sure that's the year I went to, was 2011, like in basic. And
Yeah.
they were cussing a whole lot. So I don't know. I guess you didn't get the memo just then or something.
did you go to Leonard Wood?
Nah, that would have made too much sense.
It didn't actually. We drove up to Kansas City and then flown to St. Louis and then drove back to Leonard Wood.
That's the government. Check. Fort Sill, but yeah.
Ugh. Anyways,
Wow.
no more cussing.
Yep.
Good for you, bro. Are you gonna have any penalties, or is this just you just gonna be hating on yourself?
No.
When you do it?
I'm just gonna hate it myself, and I expect my wife and friends to give me shit when I cuss.
No swear jar?
No swear jar. You know how hard that is to do when you don't carry cash? I never have money.
Hey, I'll put all the swear jars in your house.
You just have
Well,
like
they'll be empty because I don't
have like a stack of cash somewhere, just ready to like take it from that stack into a jar. Just,
Yeah. I'll tell you what we could do collectively for you. Anytime we hear you curse, we can all just scream as loud as we could in your face. As soon as you hear the curse, we're just,
Dude, I can just see you going a whole day, and at the end of the day, just being like, your eyes wincing and cringing, just like, why did I say that? After us screaming in your face 20 times.
Yeah. Anybody else got a New Year's resolution?
I'm going to pick the same one that I always do every year. And my New Year's resolution is I will not die.
never die.
I will
It's-
never die.
I think it's a very doable one, so I'm going to go with that one. I won't be disappointed next year. I've been kicking ass every year.
So good on that too. Yeah. Wow.
I haven't
slip up,
died
man.
yet.
I didn't
Don't
know that was
slip
your
up.
resolution, but yeah, I can see you do it every year. Every year.
So far, I've got a pretty good record going on with keeping up with my New Year's resolution.
I'm proud of you, Jackson.
It's not
Oh,
like people that get Rookie of the Year; they never repeat that.
Right.
I always mess mine
It's like
up.
a curse with that.
Jackson.
Living, still living.
Jackson performs.
For mine, I was thinking real hard about it, and I think I'm gonna stop moving my hips.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like so dancing?
did you mean to say that like Forrest Gump?
Yeah, I was trying to.
I started swinging my hips.
Okay, Jackson did it better. I was just gonna get back in shape a little bit. Definitely.
What the fuck does that even mean, Connor?
Stop swinging my hips.
I'm gathered
I mean,
from
what the
that.
frick does that mean, Kyle?
Hey, the year hasn't started yet, Buster.
Not such a good start. Next year it won't be so easy on you.
No.
But yeah, I'd like to focus on some cardio, get
Nice.
that back, and then just light
Heck yeah.
weightlifting. You know.
Yeah, you gonna have a guy with a ponytail on the TV, like show you how to do all these different workouts?
That's a
Wearing a
place to
tank, wearing a
start.
tank top.
That's
Yeah,
I'm
I'm-
gonna get the mirror. I'm gonna get the Peloton. I'm gonna get every
Yeah.
piece of gear I can find. Yeah.
You can put it all under your carport when you quit using it. I started going back to the gym last week on Monday, and was it Monday? Yeah. And dude, your body, it messes your body up, dude, for the
Yeah.
first week. Like I'm still sore in some areas from last week, but
Where are you going?
we got a gym in the basement at work, so I'll just go down there before lunch every day. Yeah.
Wow.
Lift some weights. I got to get cardio back under control too. I used to run like 7 miles a day every morning. I
Damn,
wake up
boy.
at like 4:30, 5 in the morning.
Wow.
It's pretty insane, man. Oh, I was training for a half marathon too, so
Hardcore.
That's
but-
so not good for your feet. Holy
I know.
shit.
Did you ever do this half marathon?
No, I got up to 11 miles one morning. I ran 11 miles,
Wow,
and then it was like 3. And I wasn't drinking at the time because drinking Like if I'm drinking, I'm not running, especially on the weekends.
Yep.
So I quit drinking, and I was, I think, 2 months into my warm up, and the half marathon was like in a month. And we went on a vacation up to Branson, and God, it was all over, dude. Got shit faced one night, lost a day, and I was like, so discouraged. And I'm like, well, I'm on vacation. I guess I'll lose Sunday too, and I'll just start back up again Monday. And it just never happened.
You gotta stick to your schedule, man. It sucks.
know, dude.
Even if you can't get your full workout in, just getting some work done,
Yeah.
it counts, and it keeps you in that mindset.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing, man.
It is the hardest thing.
Was that half marathon around here, or was that somewhere else? Or?
This is Bass Pro. They have it every November.
Oh, okay.
So
Right on.
I'll probably do it next year. I was gonna try to do it this year too, but obviously there's shit going on.
Half marathon, man.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's not, dude, honestly, it's not bad. Like when you're running like that, the first 3 miles, like first mile is like, my legs are burning. They stop burning. After like about 2.5 to 3, your ankles start to hurt a little bit. Your joints start to hurt a little bit. After you break that 3 or 4 mile wall, dude, your legs are numb. You could run forever. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Again, not good for your joints, especially if you're running hardball, like on concrete and pavement, dude. But I mean, I knew I could.
Fasciitis and all types of crazy.
Yeah, I knew I could do it from the military. I used to run like 10Ks all the time. But
Dang.
Yeah. You'll be able to work up to it. You can't just get off the couch one day and decide you're going to start running all this stuff. Yeah, you're going to end up with injuries, knee injuries, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
I just want to be able to like just do like a mile a day or something. I don't want to
Yeah.
go crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
my thing is just finding the time, because you're always sacrificing something to put that time in. And if you don't expect to give something up, like a little bit of sleep or some game time or maybe some, TV time, whatever, some of your personal time, some of your time with your kids, like if you don't expect to give that up, it'll burn on you after like a couple weeks. And like, I always end up just quitting doing it. I'll figure it out later or something, but God,
All right, Bo, I think we're on you now. What is your New Year's resolution?
Yeah, man, I thought about it. Except, I don't know. I really want to do something, but I really couldn't come up with anything like super solid. Just kind of broad generalizations. More of just doing the stuff that I know that I'm supposed to do, less stuff that I know I'm not supposed to do, kind of thing. Potentially stop drinking with a beer in my hand. Whatever, if I work it in. Yeah, I really might quit drinking. I don't know, at least for a little while to see how that goes, kind of thing. And like I said, yeah, just getting more squared away, doing more stuff that I should do, getting up earlier, all that kind of general BS, whatever.
Stuff you beat yourself up about all day, every day.
Right, yeah, just this whole life thing, whatever.
Man, Jackson,
I'm not sold on it.
Remember like 2 years ago, I was like, I'm going to quit drinking. And then like 3 days in, you're like, man, you can't quit drinking. Who am I going to drink with whenever I come over, hang out, and we watch football?
That's the worst, dude.
Like damn it, you're right. Who is Jackson going to drink with?
Yeah, that's what I've been worried about too. I'm like, who's Jackson going to drink with?
That's
drinking beer.
That's the biggest thing. Every time I quit drinking, I'm like, it
really is
sucks
hard.
because I love drinking beers with my dad. Yeah. I love getting drunk with my brothers. Like, I love going to like Halloween parties, New Year's parties, and shit like that. Like, I mean, quitting drinking though, it's a tall order. But you sleep better. You I don't know. Your priorities are more sorted out.
Well, I guess I'm the only one that's actually quit drinking in this group.
I quit like drinking like hard liquor like probably like 2 years ago. After like my brothers and I were super wasted one night and decided like we're gonna like wrestle apparently like out like in the rocks like at night, and like there's what the hell was it, a magnolia tree that has like those big like whatever like seeds. So that with like rocks and like freaking golf balls and stuff. There's so many golf balls in the backyard. I ended up just like bruising the crap out of like so many of my ribs, and I couldn't like even like breathe right for like a couple weeks. I was like, I'm done with this stuff. This makes me a freaking idiot. So I'm kind of hoping I can kind of, I don't know, just quit drinking like for good, everything. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
It really is.
Yeah.
There's always O'Douls.
I mean, it's tough, but it's also not tough because like you just got to make the decision. If that's what you actually want, then you'll do it.
So yeah, you did it right. Like you're completely
4 years ago now.
Oh wow,
I think
nice.
so. I was 26.
Yeah, the thing I hate about it is not that like you get hangovers, because I'm already past the point where I drink enough to ever get a hangover. Like I hate hangovers so much that I just don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Except for Christmas this year.
Hard alcohol with me too. I'm sick of the hangovers.
But like it's the the drinking on the weekdays thing where I'm just like, grab a 6-pack on a Tuesday night and drink 2 or 3, and then well, I got 2 or 3 left in the fridge on Thursday night, I might as well drink those too. Now it's Friday, I'm gonna grab a 6-pack, like, and it's like that time, the conversation you always have with yourself on the way to this gas station. You're like, why am I going to get a 6-pack right now? Like,
Yeah.
It's always different conversations for me. It was like, man, what kind of IPA am I going to find this week?
yeah,
But
but
that was for a while for me too. Because I mean, I really like drinking beer, and I love going, especially like that's the big thing. Like whenever I go to different towns and stuff, like I want to go to their breweries and blah blah blah. I want to drink their beers and whatever, stuff. So I mean, I really like drinking beer and stuff, but I don't know, man. I don't know if this has run its course or what, but
yeah, it's not really the same anymore. It's more of like a catching a buzz every now and then for me than it is like get shit faced or whatever.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Or trying new beers.
There's nothing better than when you have a hard day at work, getting home, and cracking open a beer.
Yeah,
It definitely loosens you up.
yeah.
Get you a little buzz.
Yep.
for me
Don't
it does
quit
kind of
drinking,
snowball
Bo.
though
It's
too.
nice.
It's like
Me too,
all of a
dude.
sudden I'm drinking cold beers and
Sometimes on like a Tuesday, I'm like, I grab one of those, 2 for $3 16-ounce cans or whatever, and I'll take them home and I'll kick them back, and then it's 8 or 9 o'clock, and I'm like, I could drink another one, and I just walk to the gas station, buy another one, like, and then I wake up and I'm like, why the fuck did I just drink 4 beers on a Wednesday night?
Right.
4 pints, like.
Yeah. I get it, man.
So, but I've definitely gotten better at controlling myself over the last 2 years, especially, man. Like, I think from like high school, obviously you guys know how my household was back in high school, and then being in the military. The military is just crazy, dude. Alcohol everywhere. We had this little gas station on the corner up the road from my barracks it had sold more alcohol in a 24-hour period than any other facility in the entire country on New Year's Day one year. It was insane. But like we just had crazy raging barracks parties all the time, and then like I moved out on my own, but still drank like crazy all the time.
Was it like an open bay barracks, or is it like rooms?
It was rooms. You just share with the roommate.
Yeah.
But and then when I got out of the military, it was like, still drinking, dude. And eventually, I was like, I've had too many nights where I stayed up till 4 a.m. doing dumb shit on and my wife went to bed 5 hours ago, and I'm in here playing fucking Fortnite or something like by myself, and then I got to wake up with the kids. Like I have kids now. I can't. So I get 3 hours of sleep, and I'm hungover, and I did that like every Friday and Saturday for like a year straight. It was just like, it was horrible, man. Looking back on that, I'm like, I don't know how the hell I did that to myself.
It's a different kind of discipline, yeah. Discipline.
Yeah.
I am gonna get drunk.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I don't care if I can.
alcohol, like, if you let it, it'll slowly ruin your life for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Mandy and I were always fighting because every day I would get pissed and be like, can I not just sleep in? Like for a day. But now it's like, even on the weekends, I get up at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just like, it is what it is, dude. I got kids now. Like, it's what you do.
Yep.
Sometimes,
some coffee.
if it's like a New Year's Eve thing or birthday party, she'll let me sleep in till like 9 or 10. But even now, it's like my body doesn't let me, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I get up at 8,
You're up.
7 or 8, and I'm just like, I can't go back to sleep. But
Hal's the king can't go back to sleep, unfortunately.
yeah, I think my New Year's resolution is just to put some time and money into my house.
You gonna work on it
fix
yourself?
some stuff up. Yeah, because like over the last couple of years with everything that was going on with Simon, like we just didn't do anything with the house, and some of the stuff is just kind of fallen apart or gotten old or worn in, beaten down, and it just you walk into the house, and even when it's clean, it's the kind of place where you're like, ugh, I don't like my house, dude. So I got to fix some stuff up, and we're gonna repaint and redo the kitchen and all that stuff I was talking about a few weeks ago. But like,
That'd be fun.
yeah, just putting money where the priorities are from now on. If you don't have enough money for the newest game this month, it is what it is. So
Yeah, they'll be on sale too.
yeah, we got Game Pass now.
That's how being an adult is.
Yeah,
Yeah, priorities, man.
it's weird how I'm 30 years old and I'm still learning.
Well, Jack, did you have a real New Year's resolution?
Nah,
No.
Survive.
that really
What?
was my New Year's resolution. Don't die.
Time for you to get that Bugatti, Jackson.
I mean, I really wasn't planning on getting that Bugatti, but I don't know, David, you make a good point. I'm going to go ahead and get that Bugatti.
Give us a real resolution.
My New
What the heck?
My New Year's resolution is to be true to myself.
What's your resolution? Give us a good one.
I don't know, man.
What's something that you've been wanting to do that you just haven't been doing, and then make sure you do it. That's all this is. Kyle doesn't want to cuss. I want to get back in shape. David wants to put money in his house.
But wants to do more of a good thing.
Not too much of a good thing, though.
Yeah.
Too much is a bad.
Come on, dude.
I want to figure out what size of shirts I need. It's not small. Stupid.
We're trying to peer pressure Jackson into actually coming up with a New Year's
Jackson, get it
resolution.
together, bro.
Better yourself, Jackson. What's your deal?
Yeah,
What are
this
we
is
doing?
the time.
What are you
This
doing
is the
this
time.
year?
How about
How many of these years you get?
I guess try not to procrastinate as much.
There we go.
I procrastinate a lot, I guess. Procrastination.
Trying to be better it doesn't work all the time, Peter. You got to put in the work.
all right? Well, thank you for crashing with friends. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and we'll see y'all next week.
See ya.
Later.
Crashing with Friends.
Podcast.